you wear my Levi's. She took the rhythm with you. Tearing down the barrel of his gun. Yes, he shot me down. I died and someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. Pounce on that shit, damn. Pounce on that shit, damn.
Everybody, welcome, and this is gonna be a quick live. Happy New Year. We're gonna talk about Drake and Adin Ross, and I think as they said, it's a RICO lawsuit. Child, this is RICO. So Drake, as y'all know, Drake is the one that Kendrick Lamar demolished right after his long sustaining career of being with Young Money. And then you got Adin Ross, who was a streamer who was vocal of calling Black people the N-word, trash talk Doechii, and really hate Black women. I said what I said. Yes, right. So a new clashing lawsuit was filed against two consumers in Virginia who accuses music superstar Drake and streamer Adin Ross and a third man based in Australia for luring users into real money gambling on a casino platform stake.us as part of a racketeering conspiracy that allegedly uses proceeds to artificially inflate streaming counts for Drake's catalog. Now, all of this came about when he did that lawsuit and it got thrown out. The lawsuit filed in federal court in Virginia claims the three men worked with state to pry open consumers, unlawfully expose them to substantially risks of gambling addiction, and jeopardize their financial well-being. The plaintiffs say they were influenced to participate in state's predatory gambling environment after viewing Drake's paid promotion to the site, including live streaming gambling sessions and giveaways. According to the complaint, Drake Ross, an Australian national identified as George Nugent, acted as a zealous promoters of state in exchange for payment and access to the platform, which the lawsuit describes as a convert money transfer Kuwait. State, which is owned by the Sweepstakes Ltd. In Cyprus and operates state USS from offices in Dallas. Ross and Nugent did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. So we're going to read that lawsuit and I'm going to pull it up. This is crazy. Let me see if I can show y'all what Adin Ross said yesterday. So I knew this was a child. Hold on. So y'all know, let me go to it. He is a streamer. He used to stream. He called Megan Thee Stallion out her name. He used to stream with Consonant in them. And this is about Doechii, and then he was with 6ix9ine on his streaming platform trying to help him out, child.
She's talking about, are you talking about me on a track with SZA? She's like the best girl musician we have. I talk about you.
He's discussing Doechii's new song and saying that she fell off. Doechii never said his name.
Adin Ross just dropped a Doechii diss track, and I'm just confused on so many levels right now. Number one, why does this white man think it's okay to just openly disrespect a Black woman and calling her bitches and shit? Number two, where is that Black woman's team to check him about it? What's going on here?
Fuck Doechii! Fuck Doechii! Fuck Doechii! Fuck Doechii!
He got the Mexican pedo over there.
Apparently, that's Adin Ross's response to Doechii saying this in her new song with SZA. Adin Ross called Doechii a industry plant, and she replied in this song with SZA, Girl Get Up, and said, all that industry plant shit whack, I see it on the blogs, I see you in the chats, you suck every rap from the back. In my opinion, that could have been directed at anyone. Why Adin would take it so personally is just a hit dog hollering. In the video I seen of him disrespecting her is insane. Somebody from Doechie's team needs to handle that, or she needs to get a new team.
I'm going about Doechii tomorrow. But I ain't gonna that dumb fat bitch. Sorry, it's not fat. That dumb bitch, that fucking botted fucking bitch. Dude, that fucking stupid smelly whore. She dropped from
Stop talking about the black queen.
I don't give a fuck about none of that. Yo, let me tell you something right now.
I'm mad because she made it. No bots.
Look at her monthly listeners right now. That bitch went from 60 million to fucking 20 million.
He also, their queen, y'all queen has supported.
Bro, that Adin Ross and Doechii shit is exactly why I despise, like, completely hate mainstream hip hop spaces. I love hip hop so much. I love rap so much. But it's like, how much has been commodified over the past, like, decade or two has been a disgrace and, like, a poison to the genre. Completely, bro. That shit is so sad. But overall, it does make me happy to know that mainstream hip hop is dying, or at least a version of it is dying, because like it's so unsustainable and just unbelievably toxic and dumb as like a subculture and just like a space, like a music space. Like it's very terrible. But
mainstream, he means like people like him. You know, just the same with academics, DJ academics, who we'll talk about later, had something to say about Stephon Diggs. And I feel like you can't say nothing about Stephon Diggs because to me, the way I feel about you is you the same as him. I'm sorry. Like, just like the pot calling cattle black.
Adin ain't for real, bro. Nah, Adin turned up. Adin,
hey, bro. What do you got?
These the same niggas.
You know, I still haven't been with a
who was sitting here laughing as he speak bad on black women.
Black girl.
And he's racist.
Yeah.
Still? To this day?
Still, bro.
It's 2020, 25.
I know. Dude, I haven't had the chance. Well,
Do you even know how to talk to a black?
You scared?
I really
Be real.
We tried this.
Hell no.
You scared?
Okay, it's not that.
Be for real, bro.
I mean, like, I'm nervous a little bit.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta think.
What you got? Butterflies.
I'm a virgin when it comes to talking to getting with a black girl. I've never got with a black girl.
Women is women, though. Man.
Nobody wants Adin Ross. Nobody cares for Adin Ross.
Strap in, girl, because I'm about to show you guys something that's really crazy. We are getting so many abusers who've sat comfortably in their positions of power and privilege exposed on Front Street. Good news is behind.
Training them boys right.
Hold on, let me see.
Check the hands out. They were gonna love him. WDDG. If anyone got anything to say, the fake narrative. That's crazy. Free him.
Let me see if I can find
Bro, somebody needs to Charlie Kirk Adin.
oh no. Let me see if I can find what he said about black people. And then these black men are still in his face, which is crazy to me.
Adin Ross hates black people, and I don't know why you guys constantly try to act like he's down with the cause and the culture when he shows over and over and over again he's fully willing to exploit black depression or any sort of oppression to black people for his own benefit.
And I want to say this, and there's no shots at Drake, but when I even say this when Olivia mentioned Drake being biracial, said something about Kendrick Lamar. First of all, we never seen Drake accept any of his blackness until he wanted to get into the culture, and then when he did, he does not support anything that has anything too much to do with the black community that much. So he goes to sit with Adin Ross, who hate black people, and uses his palm color side.
Adin Ross' entire career sparked from black community. It sparked from black history and black culture. He started out with 2K, but then branched off to things like interviewing rappers and doing streams with rappers. You look at anything from his 2022, like his 2023 run, it was mainly just embedded completely in black culture and using things like black artists and other black culture to gain himself views. That's all it is. And why I say this though is because if you see him more recently, he's fully switched over to red pill far right. I mean, he's now setting up a boxing match with Jinxie Crusader.
And then let you guys know, red pill is over, but
while Jinxie Crusader is on the other line of that call, saying the N-word constantly, hard R, by the way. Of course, Adin Ross is just laughing because it's jokes, you know?
Hold on, let me see what I can show with him saying an N-word. He even had Nick Fuentes. He also said Adin Ross also, it was something else he did. He said that he supports Trump and to doing what he can to the black community.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not fake. Whenever I listen to rap music, and I've been saying, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's times where I'll say it, but me not saying it on stream, like I've rapped songs before with saying the word. I'm not a pussy, and I'll tell you guys that. Matter of fact, allegedly, in my opinion, I believe that every single streamer fucking says it. If they say they don't say it, I think they're full of a bunch of fucking bullshit. I'm just saying, it's 2020 fucking 5, okay? Yo, guys, like, let me tell you something right now. Pretty sure everyone fucking says it. Let's be real here. You know what I mean? Like, then you're gonna have like these little Twitch streamers chats. Oh my god, what the fuck? Come on, bro. Like, let's be real here.
Like that.
You're so corny. No, but I don't say it in a way where I'm putting someone down, right?
I really do. I hope it made him shut the fuck up. This is why him and whatchamacallit fell out. The N-word. Oh, it ain't gonna post it. Okay. But yeah, that's just a synopsis of things that he did. He also did something with Drake, and people have realized who Drake is, team who we know of the Orange Man. So let's get into this complaint lawsuit, shall we? So you have, oh wow, he's gonna freak. Baby, it's too black with me. Okay, let me stop. Lashana Riddle and Tiffany Hines stake U.S. users within the United States officially and on behalf of all other celebrity statuettes. It is versus the sweepstakes LTE, Stake US, Aubrey Drake Graham, Drake, Adin Ross, and George Nugent. Plaintiffs LaShawn Riddle and Tiffany Hines, by and through their attorneys, brings this action individual and on behalf of all others similar situated, the class against defendant sweepstakes LTD, which is stakes, and this is against, Drake, Adin, and George Nugent. Okay, collectively defendants. Plaintiffs make the following allegations upon information and belief, except those allegations to the plaintiffs or the attorneys which are based on personal knowledge. The consumer class action speaks to stop Stake US, in an illegal online gambling platform promoted by Drake, Ross, and Nugent and used by Drake, Ross, and Nugent to obscure transmissions of money in furtherance for their ongoing music bonding campaigns. Now, if you remember, some of this stuff came up about Drake music, because when he tried to sue Kendrick and Spotify and all of them, they realized that Drake basically sat here and accused Kendrick and them of having bots for They Not Like Us. And when they realized that it wasn't bots, they threw the case out. It's funny how they threw that case out, and all of a sudden they're now finding out that he has used bots for his music, which is crazy. Let's continue. Allegedly. Stake US, a U.S. storefront for Stake.com, has been operating as one of the largest and most profitable legal online casinos since at least 2022. Stake USA was created and marketed to U.S. customers as a social casino that purportedly does not permit real money gambling, to bypass applicable United States federal and Commonwealth of Virginia gambling regulations. Attempting unsuccessful to hide behind the facade of a safe and free gambling experience, Stake USA misrepresents itself to regulators and consumers. Let me make this a little larger. Is that how large it go? Okay, I can see now. Consumers in reality to operates as an illegal online casino. State offers nearly 2,000 casino games and permits players to play bets using specialized casino chips and cash out their winnings. Stake USA offers two types of virtual currency: gold coins and stake cash. Gold coins have no monetary value and cannot be converted into real money. However, State USA can be redeemed from cryptocurrency or digital gift cards at a rate of one state cash to $1 United States. State US bundles every purchase of gold coins with state cash. Thus, when a player purchases gold coins to engage in casino games, they are also purchasing. Ooh, that's a little too big. Come back. They are also purchasing state cash. If a player is lucky and wins, they can cash out their state cash for currency. Cryptocurrency. I'm sorry, y'all. Cryptocurrency. Okay. But if a player loses their state cash and wishes to continue gambling, they must buy more worthless gold coins, which can be bundled with more state cash. Wow. Defendants Drake and Ross are being paid by state to promote the platform. The two have engaged in live stream gambling, wagering a large sum of money that was provided a lot by stake. In other words, though Drake and Ross I can't read today. To be gambling with their own state cash, it was in fact provided by them by the house. State.com and State USA are referred to gathering heron, which applicable as stake. Throughout these and other promotions, Stake has bombarded consumers with advertisement appearing on social media platforms, depicting its game as safe, legal, and fun. But these casino games are illegal in Virginia and throughout the United States and have inflicted harm on consumers across the Commonwealth who have lost real money chasing gambling wins on the state platform. Defendants Drake and Ross and Nugent have also made use of stake, including throughout the U.S. storefront State U.S., to directly transfer money between and among themselves using state's tipping program, an unlimited and wildly unregulated money transmitter that appears to exist outside the oversight of a financial regulator. Defendants have utilized state's tipping program to inter alia transfer gambling proceedings wagered through on the state platform. In addition, though state's tipping function, defendants have financed their combined artificial streaming botting to create fraudulent streams of Drake's music, fabricated popularity, disembarged competitors, and music label executives, distort recommendation algorithms, and distribute financing for all of foregoing while concealing the flow of funds. That's not a good thing. Go back. In addition, through state's tipping function, defendants, I read that. At the heart of the scheme, Drake acting directly and through willing and knowledgeable co-conspirators has deployed automated bots and streaming farms to artificially inflate play counts of his music across major platforms such as Spotify. I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew it. When he did this, I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew it. When them paperwork came through and he tried to sue Kendrick and Spotify and Kendrick record label, I knew that was gonna come. I knew it. I freaking knew it. This inauthentic streams injected via interstate digital pathways were calibrated to mislead royalty and recommendation engines, manufacture popularity, distort playlists and charts, and divert both value and audience. Let me pull up what happened with Spotify, because I feel like this all correlates together. See, when you sit here and try to blame somebody else for using bots to a song that the whole world and kids are singing out here, and minors and all of that mess and all that jazz. And allegedly, we seen you take out Lotto little sister out to dinner when she was 19 years old. I'm just saying allegedly, not really. We knew this was coming. We knew this was coming. Child, let's finish. State USA user to user tipping and encrypted. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Crypted and encrypted internal transfer mechanisms has fueled and enabled payment to bot operators and amplifiers to be hidden from public or regulatory view. One example of a public documented large value tip is $100,000 tip and transfer between defendants Drake and Adin Ross in 2023. In December 2024, Drake gave away large sums of money in partnership with Ross and Stake as part of his Drizmas Christmas giveaway. These tips and many others like them cycle among defendants Drake, Ross, and Nugent underwriting body and pay engagement campaigns. Days before the filing of the complaint, defendant Drake gave defendant Ross a $222,000 car as a gift. I know you laugh. You did what now? You gave this man a 22. Hold on, yeah. States U.S. platform designs with mass counterparties and camouflage withdrawals as a generic transaction stem scrutiny and obstruct tracing of illicit proceeds. Tipping proceeds and other transfer on and from state USA went directly or indirectly from defendant Drake to, through, or with knowledge and assistance of defendant Ross, and from there to defendant Nugent. Nugent served a facilitator and operational broker, alternately converting state-based cryptocurrency to a cash or receiving cash from state-transferred cryptocurrency proceeds. From there, Nugent interface with bots, vendors, supervised coordinated applications, strategies, and integrated paid clipping campaigns. Payment platforms, orchestration of narrative surges, and amplification alongside as an instrument of Drake and Ross. Plaintiff in the class are state U.S. users who have been misled by state U.S. misrepresentation that Stake U.S. is a legal, harmless, and safe gaming site when it's in fact not legal, not harmless, and not safe. State U.S. prides on consumers in Virginia and nationwide who are lured into real money gambling, exposing consumers to substantial risk of gambling addictions and jeopardizing their and their families' financial well-being. Each of the plaintiffs were influenced to participate and to continue to participate after their initial participation on the state platform by the online promotional activities of defendants Drake as viewed by each of the plaintiffs. Plaintiffs have been further damaged by the false marketing manipulations and abuse of defendant Drake, who by his own public announcements has paid more than $100 million per year to promote state, as well as defendant Ross and Nugent, who have participated directly in the marketing of state U.S. documented in their many online posts across multiple platforms, advertising and endorsing state. Wow. Plaintiffs claim under the Racketeer Influence and Corporate Organization Act as a RICO. In Virginia Consumer Protection Act, VCPA, plaintiffs seek damages, triple damages under RICO, restitution and disgorgement, injunctive and declaratory relief attorney fees and costs and all other. Hold on, let me take that back. Relief deemed just improper. Ooh. Jurisdiction let's tell you something. Virginia, the worst goddamn state to get in trouble in or any have a lawsuit like a RICO because Virginia make up their own rules. I had told y'all before when one of the TikTokers got into it and she was in Virginia, and remember she sat there for 30 days. They make up their own laws. Virginia is not like any other part of the United States. So Virginia kind of like their own rules, own laws. It's not like a judge can sit there and say such and such, right? Oh, well, why don't you sit there for 30 days, this and that. That's not the same as any other state where you got to go to court, got to go through the process. Virginia is not one of the states that have this kind of lawsuit or anything dealing with criminal. They are fucked. The court has subject matter jurisdiction under 28 because the amount is controversy. It sees $5 million exclusives of interest and cost. Members. Okay, let's go to the next one. Oh wait, let me scroll down. Hold on. Members of the class are citizens of the states, different from any defendant and plaintiffs are citizens of Commonwealth of Virginia. The court also, did I hit 5? Yeah, okay. Sorry, y'all. The court also subject matter jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. because plaintiffs assert claims arising under RICO. The court has supplemental jurisdiction over related state law claims under 28. This court also has jurisdiction under 18. Venue is proper in the district under 28 because a substantial part of the events of or admissions giving rise to the claims occurred in the district. Plaintiff resides in the district and upon information and belief enumerable under other potential members of the class resides in this district and division. The court has personal jurisdiction over defendant because they transacted business, committed torturous acts, and caused injury in the district and purposefully directed the conduct as an issue through the interstate wires and platforms accessible and operated in this district. Plaintiffs in the class of state U.S. users within the United States, including the Eastern District of Virginia, who during the relevant period were misled by the marketing practices of defendants and were induced to participate in unlawful gambling on the state platform. Plaintiffs in the class suffer substantial financial and economic harm as alleged herein. Defendant Sweepstakes Ltd. Stake US is a Cyprus limited company with its principal's place of business located at Cyprus Sweepstakes. I'm going to say that. Let's move down because it's giving an address. I'm not trying to show that. Let me move up. I don't want to give out anything. Okay. Though its website and brand state corresponding, the advertisement promotion, including targeted advertisement, state U.S. intentionally conducts business in Virginia. Defendant Aubrey Drake Graham is a Canadian domiciliary. At all relevant times, Drake engaged in national promotion, live streams, and financial promotions connected to state U.S. that reached the district and caused the other harms to class members reside within the district as described herein. Defendant Adin Ross is an online media personality streamer who at all relevant times coordinated live streams and promotions on the platform. Hold on, I got a cough, excuse me. Platform within his district, including streams featuring stakes U.S. tipping while maintaining close relationships with Drake and Nugent relevant to the conduct alleged. Defendant George Nugent is upon information and believed an Australian national residing in the New South Wales, who at the times relevant operated or co-founded entities or ventures including Weekdays Capital, and clipping and used online alias including Grand Wizard. Nugent coordinated botting facilitation and paid amplification across the U.S. facing platforms and transacted in payments mass through StatesUSA and State.com, including through their tipping features a connection with the same. So then they go with the factual allegations. So it says it's a gambling operation. Stake has operated since at least 2022, and one of the largest and most profitable illegal online game operations where defendants, which is Drake, Ross, and Nugent, promoted the illegal casino to consumers and enable recruitment for new American players. State.com is banned from operating in Virginia and indeed anywhere in the United States. State US was created by State.com's founder by bypass such as restrictions. Stake is identical to State.com, as both State USA is almost identical to State.com, as both websites offer the same or substantially the same content, including online casino games used as slots, table games, and live dealer games. Additionally, both offer gold coins and state cash. State USA encourages users to play the casino game advertised on its website, and users are allowed for digital gift cards to cryptocurrency. Despite offering online casino games, State USA holds itself out in its terms and conditions as a platform that does not offer real money gambling and claims that no purchase or payment is necessary to participate or play State US games. The State US homage claims it was provides the ultimate social, safe, and free gaming experience. However, these reputations are misleading, as players are encouraged to wager gold coins or state cash or some combination of both on the casino games, confusing consumers into believing they're participating in harmless and free gaming, when in fact they are participating in gambling. So like Arizona, you can't play gambling games like bingo games with money and stuff. I think Virginia is another state that you can't play certain games as well. Texas is certain games, not all, but I think it's like 2 or 3 games that you can't play to win money off. And basically they were doing it when they weren't supposed to. So they were making it seem like basically oh yeah, you're not gambling. It's a free game. You can just play the game without using your coins or this and that. But no, they're paying for these goals and they're not supposed to keep playing. They're not getting no money for it. So it is kind of like you gambling to keep playing. It's like that. So that's just like let's say you got the bingo game, right? Y'all pay $5 in order to, get and play other money for cash. And either you win or you lose. It's still a gamble. So really these people are saying, listen, they were paying for free gold and all of that. And come to find out there's stuff that they added to turn into crypto wasn't what it was. So they were losing money as well. No, they're basically taking their damn money and doing what they want to do with it, basically. That's fucking crazy. Encourages despite offering U.S. holds itself out in its terms and conditions as the platform does not offer real money gambling, claims that no purchase is necessary. The state U.S. homepage claims it provides the ultimate social safe and free gaming experience. However, the representation is misleading, as the players are encouraged to wager gold coins or state cash or some combination of both on a casino game, confusing consumers to believe they're participating in harmless and free gaming, when in fact they're participating into gambling. Here's how it works. State offers users to type 2 types of virtual currency: gold coin and state cash. Gold coin does not have monetary value and described by Stake as solely for entertainment purposes. State cash, on the other hand, can be cashed out at 1-to-1 exchange rate from US dollars, thus serves as a currency in which most bets are made. Users can buy gold coins or earn them. What I just told y'all, they can buy the gold coins and they wouldn't receive them. Various promotions in state categorize gold coins as primary currency of the casual gameplay. With each purchase of gold coins, however, state bundles a set quantity of state cash, which has actual monetary value and is the current true currency in which state users place bets. Indeed, for every dollar spent on purchasing gold coins, state bundles a nearly equivalent amount of state cash. For example, as the date of this complaint could purchase 200,000 gold coins for like $20.05 in state cash for $20. State USA platform allows users to play casino games such as roulette and virtual slot machines, which are pure game of chance. The outcome of these games is determined by random number generators. User may bet state cash on this online casino game with the prospect of a large payout, often many multiples of what was bet. Stakes virtual casino games involve no skill or strategy. State US also features dealer games, which allows users to interact with human dealers and experience what it'd be like to be at a land-based casino while you're sitting comfortable at home behind your computer screen or on your mobile device. State live dealer games are filmed in a studio and player may bet on the results. For example, the spin of a roulette wheel or the next blackjack card. State's live dealer game, like their counterpart in a brick and mortar casino, or games of chance. State USA that generates revenue from unwitting and often vulnerable American consumers, incentivating state US to continually deceive American consumers and regulators. State US conducts an illegal gambling business with the meaning of the 18 USC, including by operating casino-type wagering in violation of multiple state laws involving 5 or more persons in substantially continuous operation with substantial daily revenue. Publicly filed civil enforcement and consumer actions across multiple state accused state of USA of unlawful gambling operations, including Minnesota, South Carolina, Massachusetts, and Alabama. And those were filed in 2025. You got Illinois, California, and those allegations plead not for the truth of the underlying claims, but to demonstrate states' role, intent, common purpose in the predict acts, showing continuity of racketeering activity within the last 10 years. States' online operation also violates Virginia law, which prohibits online gaming. I told y'all, Virginia not supposed to do online gaming for money. By providing a freely accessible online gaming forum accessible to consumers in the Commonwealth, state is flagrantly violating Virginia law and jeopardizing the health and safety of Virginia residents. So the marketing practice which they use was originally created an online cryptocurrency casino that could be accessed unlawfully by consumers in the United States by the use of a VPN, obscuring the user's true location. State.com's founders later developed State.us as an almost identical version of State.com to further enrich itself as an online casino platform in the United States. Stake.us advertises its social casino offers a safe and free gaming experience. The misleading statement deceives consumers into believing they are participating in harmless gameplay when in fact they are being lured into real money gambling. So Drake, Ross, and Nugent have been zealous promoters of State. Drake has been paid by his own admission for $1 million per year for his promotional services. Drake, Ross, and Nugent have further incentive to promote and master truth, nature, and extent of their conduct on and around State since at least 2022. Drake and those acting under his direction, including Ross and Nugent, have made use of State.com and State US to covertly finance the orchestrated procurement of botting and steaming farm activities to artificially inflate the number of plays attributed to Drake's catalog across major digital streaming services such as Spotify. Excuse me, y'all. My bad. State.USA facilitates this convert financing scheme through its user-to-user tipping and internal transfers that effectively obscured identities of the counterparts. Counterparties. Though these mechanisms withdrawals, withdrawals are recorded merely at the state transactions, concealing their true organs and recipients. These transactional futures enable concealment, routing, and disbursement of funds to bot operators. So basically, to sustaining and expanding the artificial streaming, amplification operations. So basically, there's just using the bots for the money to go ahead and put towards his streaming services. That's what it sounds like to me for his music. So I got a question. Are they using his music on the game to help boost his sales as well? That's the question I have. That's what it kind of sound like. For these reasons, among others, Drake and Ross maintain a monetized and closely intertwined relationship with State.us. Drake and Ross have exchanged high dollar amount above U.S. currency transaction report threshold tips during live streams during a widely publicized six-figure transaction. These live streams are also used to promote State and pushing and gambling services onto Drake and Ross millions of online followers. Specifically, one Kick live stream. Oh, damn, they got the Kick. Exchange of a $1,000 tip among Drake and Ross via State. With another instance, evidencing a $10,000 tip, additional stream recordings reveal retracted substantial exchanges between Drake and Ross through Stake, with ongoing streams of funds and on information and belief totaling in the millions of dollars amounts, which upon information and belief have underwritten continued botting and amplification efforts. Just days before this complaint was filed, defendant Drake gifted a $222,000 car to defendant Ross. Payments between Drake and Ross extended beyond direct exchanges. Public record and leaked communications revealed transfers to bot vendor and logistics. Facilitators, including Nugent, a known recipient of payments, leaked to clipping and amplification campaigns. Portions of funds transmitted through States tipping and internal transfers passed. I need my glasses. Why I ain't got my glasses? Passed through to the bot vendors and amplification I need my glasses to help, I guess, to sell and scale manipulation activities. Nugent, known in online form as Grand Wizard Chat Nugent. Wait, hold on. Wait. Pause. That's not Nugent. Wait. Hold on now. Hold the hell on. Hold on, child. Let me read that again. Hold on. Nugent ain't black. Nugent name is Grand Wizard Nigga or Grand Wizard C End. What the fuck? This is crazy. Wait a minute. Wait. Drake, you racist? Drake, you anti-black? What? Drake, you that be wanting to touch booties, anti-black? Ladies that dated Drake and y'all don't say why y'all broke up with him, come on out and say why, because that's what it sounds like for letting this man using the N-word. Hold on. Wow. Let's continue. Allegedly, because he is a little sensitive. You know, I always say I don't say he's a crybaby. He's sensitive. Functioning appears to continue to function as a broker and operational facilitator of these schemes. He is publicly connected to Weekdays Capital in the clipping service, which orchestrated paid clipping campaigns tied to streaming numbers and influencer content, including campaigns involving Drake and Ross. So is this the person that Kai Cenat came out and said that it was his manager, that Adin manager, and I guess that he's supposed to be his manager, was using that word, and he wasn't happy about that word, and he couldn't deal with Adin Ross anymore because he felt like they used that word a little too much. Now, this sounds like the same person to me, but we're going to go down that rabbit hole and see, because that's what it sounds like. Nugent actively promoted participating in the Clipping Discord server and received direct payments both from clipping administrators and separately from other conspirators. Nugent's public posts include corroboration by Ross, who on a stream declared, "I'm friends with Grand Wizard, that's my dog," while tagging Drake's account. Drake has bet large sums on State and live streamed the event, further promoting State to his millions of followers. State.us publicly stated that Drake has been a longtime member of the State community and ultimately a partnership would form in which a new gaming experience will allow users to have a chance to win big alongside Drake. This type of giveaway will be a magnitude unseen before. Drake's journey from a player to a partner is documented on State's web properties, while Drake's social media accounts identify his partnership with State. During live stream events, Drake and Ross have made large bets on State using house money provided by State. In this conduct, simply encourages and influences the large fan base of Drake and Ross to make similarity large or unwise bets, yet using State cash they purchase themselves. Oh wait, did I go back? Consumer harm. Stake, a website developed based on stake.com, misrepresents to consumers that it is safe and free to gamble. Yeah, we read that. It is false. They're showing how it's false. They have said that by using its real money, they're saying that it's free and safe social casino, and defendants create a predatory. So we read that already. They have said that by marketing, we read that. Continuing ongoing threat. They said at least 2022, defined by explicit roles. That it boosts their careers. Basically saying it boosts their careers. They're saying Drake streams and he's a paid promoter. They're saying the enterprise for participants, and they're showing this ain't good. The enterprise common purpose was to facilitate illegal online gambling and conceal, route, and distribute proceeds to scheme through State's U.S. Pasado anonymous payment rails. Using proceeds and other funds, to enrich themselves, and artificial inflate streaming counts for Drake's catalog. So they're saying that basically they were getting paid to promote it, which was really going into his catalog to help push his streaming services for his music. That's what she's saying. Like they're saying, listen, that's what he was doing. He was paying for streams. Rose's relationship was stable and continuous. Stake at times serves as a gambling platform and money transfer conduct through with payments could be concealed. Drake was paid to promote Stake and may receive payments through Stake and direct. So basically, it was an exchange of like, we'll do this together, promote it. I pay you to promote it. I get you this as long as you help stream my music and help me out of the dark hole that I'm in, allegedly. That's what it sounds like. But I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't heard Drake on nothing since 2024 going into 2025. It ain't looking good. Kendrick annihilated Drake. No, and I know a lot of people got mad. We're going to keep it about Kendrick annihilated Drake. And baby, I don't know how Kendrick, the ancestors is on his side. Cause nigga, what? Roles in relationships was stable and continuous. Stake at all times serves as a gambling platform and money transfer. Yeah, they talked about how it was money transfers, how it was all tied together. They also gave gambling businesses, which they said in the past years, they broke down how they have gone against the gambling business in the U.S. jurisdictions and how it's illegal and what it looks like within a RICO of a 10-year window. They're also stating that the financial institution is executing in concealing the scheme, the enterprise for domestic and foreign financial institutes and processes to obtain, move, and disguise funds by the means of material false pretenses and omissions regarding the nature. So yeah, they actually said, I wonder how much they're going for. Like, I guess this is a lawsuit for it to go. Let's see. Like what they're asking the judge to grant them, because I don't see an amount, but it looks like they want them to pay people back, if I'm not mistaken. So they're saying so all person in Virginia who create an account or access state US who purchase gold coins bundled with state cash and made and lost one or more wages using state cash within the last 3 years. So they're saying exclude from the class of defendants their officers, directors of affiliates, and judicial officer to assign to this matter in their immediate families. Plaintiffs reserve the right to amend or modify the class definition in connection with their motion for class certification, such as result of discovery, a trial, or otherwise allowed by law. Plaintiffs bring this action in individual on behalf of all other similarly because there is a well-defined community of interest in the litigation in the proposed class is easily attainable. Okay, so listen, I'm having a hard time reading this because I gotta listen, baby. I'm getting old. Okay, goddamn, I ain't got my glasses on, and I don't want to go with too big because I'm still child. Listen, bear with me. Give me grace, okay? The potential members of the class in each of the subclasses independently are so numerous that joinder of all the members is impracticable, while the precise number of members of the class or each of the subclasses has not been determined. Plaintiffs are informed and believe the class in each of the subclasses includes at least thousands of individuals. Damn. Based on information and belief, state.us online records will evidence the number and identity of class members. There are questions of law and fact common to the class that predominate over any questions affecting only individual class members. Those common questions of law and fact include, without limitation, whether defendants engage in an unfair or deceptive business practices by making the mispresentations in omission as described heroin, where the state U.S. constitutes an illegal gambling platform in a violation of the United States and Virginia law. So they're not asking for money. Where defendants conduct constituents predate acts of monetary transactions in criminal derived property, or other racketeering. So they saying basically they were scammed. They want to take it to court as a RICO. That's what they're saying. We want to bring this to RICO. So let's see, because it seemed like they were failing. That's what it sounds like. The claims of the place are typical of the claims of the class. Plaintiffs and all the members of the class sustain injuries and damages arising out of and caused by the same common course of conduct in the violation of law. Yeah, they're not asking for money. They're asking to say, how did this work? How did they take this? How did they do this? How did this happen? They're not asking for amount for them to get paid back for the coins. What they're saying is they want this to go to RICO. They want this as a RICO charge. They want a trial for them to be held accountable. They have 3 counts of RICO. This is 3 counts. Prayer for relief, and they put that there. This is 3 counts of RICO, y'all. So the plaintiffs hereby demand a trial. So they want to take it to trial. They want to take them to trial for a RICO charge. Now, my question is, are they going to indict them for this? Or are they going to, what are they doing? Shut it down? Let me see. Because they're not asking for a coin. They want this to be a charge. Let's listen to some TikTokers because this is crazy. This is a lot. I didn't have this on my bingo card for today.
Drake must got some bad karma that's coming for him, and he need to repent. Because I've never seen anybody be publicly crucified for this many years in a row. This is like year 3 or 4. Drake and Adin Ross have not yet been hit with a RICO, but they have been named in a civil lawsuit that includes RICO allegations. Apparently, Drake and Adin Ross were online on stream publicly promoting this online casino called Stake USA. Apparently, the plaintiffs are saying that Drake and Adin Ross were promoting this casino that is unlawfully operating in the United States. The plaintiffs are also alleging deceptive representation of betting, saying that Adin Ross and Drake made it seem like they were betting or gambling with their own money, and it turns out that this was all money that was funded by the online casino. They're also claiming RICO and coordinated schemes, saying that Drake and Adin Ross used the tipping to move money, and that this supported inflating streams for music and other streaming purposes. Drake must have did something to somebody that's unbelievable, because I ain't never seen this kind of hit back to back to back. Now, Drake has not publicly addressed the lawsuit or the potential for this to become a RICO, and Adin Ross said on live stream that this is a bunch of BS. But it's January 1st. Drake must got some bad karma that's coming for him.
I guess the New Year's just going to start off with the boom, because why did Drake, Adin Ross, and the gambling site Stake get hit with a RICO case? How did niggas go from hotline bling to federal court sentencing overnight? Now, the RICO alleges that Drake, alongside others, were using Stake's tipping feature to share money amongst themselves, and Drake even used some of that money to boost his streams. I could be missing some key plot points, but it sounds like niggas had ultimate dick riders, and now their ultimate dick riders are getting locked up because they were ultimately dick riding too hard and cheated with their ultimate dick riding, and now the ultimate dick king and his dick riders are going to jail. Sorry, I said dick too much. RICO charges because he wanted more Spotify plays is kind of crazy. Although I'm not going to lie, I did notice something was weird when he was featured on 21 Savage's album, and I heard that shit make no noise. I don't know. Y'all come to let me know what you think. Do you think these are just retaliation lawsuits, or do you...
And him and 21 fell out after that. He was pissed. It was some stuff going on. And then, you know what's funny, though? I told y'all a long time ago, Drake tried to stop Metro Boomin bag. No, he didn't. He ain't doing it. Metro Boomin got word from somebody at the radio station that he was trying to stop that man bag. because they fuck with Metro Boomin. To be honest with you, Metro Boomin saved that man career. Is no shade that saved that man career, because many people wasn't fucking with him for whatever reason he had going on. Nobody was really fucking with Drake like that. For I don't know what happened. So when he went to Atlanta and did all the Magic City, first of all, why you went to Atlanta for Magic City to get a hit back at Metro Boomin or Kendrick when you could have, you now in Texas, allegedly, I heard you could have did it there. What? I don't even think Atlanta, after that, Atlanta ain't really, from what I'm hearing, they got like,
I think Drake just got caught lacking and is getting an ass whipping by the machine. If you'd like to stay updated on this topic, or if you'd like to show some love and support, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like and follow button for me.
Okay, because he was playing music.
How come you ain't talking about Drake being sued? Why you ain't talking about the RICO against Drake? Okay, let's talk about it. So Drake, Steak, and Adin Ross is being sued by Miss LaShauna Ridley and Miss Tiffany Hines. A federal RICO class action versus Steak and rapper Drake for promoting an illegal online gambling site under the guise of a fake sweepstakes. Drake is accused of using the platform to artificially inflate play counts for his music. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so again, I'm not here to say what's real or what's fake. All I'm gonna say is this: whatever happened to the RBX lawsuit? Y'all heard anything about that recently? What about the other gambling lawsuit against Adin Ross, Drake, and Steak that came out earlier this year? Y'all heard anything about that yet? Listen, man, I know a slap suit strategy when I see it. For those of you who don't know what slap suits is, a slap suit is a strategic lawsuit against public participation. Basically, it's a strategy where you just try to ruin the perception of a person or a business.
No, baby. You need to read that lawsuit. They have everything on video of what they were doing and how they were doing it. This isn't a slap, oh, I hate you lawsuit. Baby, this is a lawsuit that you were trying to frank your influence, and then it's $5 million in damages. So now it turned into a RICO. They're not asking to be paid back. They're asking for his ass and him, and oh boy, to be charged.
They did the same thing with Diddy. Going into prison, Diddy had like what, 115, 120 lawsuits against him? How many of those lawsuits actually stuck? Like how many is he actually being brought to the podium?
Oh,
there's only been a couple that he's been brought to the podium for. He's serving 50 months. He'll be home and don't know. We have no idea. All I'm saying
is truth come out, because baby,
some botting or streaming numbers. Realistically, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't watch none of the streamers, so I don't kind of even understand how these two things go hand in hand. Like I don't know how like one, even with this, if it's like one hand wash the other. But I guess realistically, I'm sure if you somebody,
well, he said it right, one hand wash the other. So now I got questions. How much did his album did sell for him in 21 to fall out like that? Future as well now. That's crazy. They don't feel out. Then on top of that, is Adin Ross subscribers and whatever real? You gotta ask yourself that question. Are they real? Now I got questions. Do he really have the huge following people think he got? I don't know.
and you seen this and you don't feel like this could never be true, then that kind of makes you think that Drake isn't a human. Because realistically, if you on social media enough, and I think numbers is just numbers, the same way somebody can get addicted to getting a certain amount of likes. I'm sure you've all seen like the cool girl that you probably used to follow back in the day, and people kind of probably thought she was fire, but what really turned her page up is when she kind of started posting more bathing suit pictures, or she got caught that one time, took a picture on the sink and the numbers went absolutely crazy. It's a lot harder to go back to, hey, let me just put on this Nike sweatsuit and take my cool little pictures, because it's never going to do as much as when you sit your cheeks on that sink and the numbers go crazy, or you got that fire two-piece on and the numbers go crazy. For Drake, it kind of is that same conversation where it's like, did he get addicted to the numbers? Because do I think, of course, off the rip, is all of his numbers ever been messed up or something like that? Of course not. But do I think realistically, is it a chance that he could have sit here and found a way to enhance his numbers a little bit? Probably. I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't know all the logistics to it, if it's legal or it's illegal. But I mean, of course, if it's a federal RICO, I'm sure it probably has something to do with just And it may not even necessarily be just the numbers thing. It could be just like a way somebody cleaning up money. It may look a little funny. Who knows? But I guess realistically, another music conversation is, does this bring Drake a little bit down to human conversations when it comes to music? Because I do think a lot of, and I guess it depends on where you pick and choose to have conversations about music or who you having conversations about music with, because it makes it seem like one of the things that Drake got to use to his advantage for a long time is the numbers thing. The thing that keeps, Drake are different in a different conversation from Kendrick or J. Cole or Wale. Any of these people.
Another thing, I got nothing against Nicki, but y'all know how I feel about her right now. Like I say, she on my poop list. 6ix9ine song it is funny that we saw Adin have a diss track with 6ix9ine, because we came to find out the song that 6ix9ine had with Nicki, he paid for. So I don't know. That don't look good.
Who, like, skill level wise, when you talking about just like, I'm just listening to their skill, listening to their song making ability. Like for somebody like Wale, you've seen a lot of that conversation go around on the internet when he dropped his new album, where it was like, dang, if this was a Drake album, everybody would sit here and say it's a classic. And I think the thing that kind of always separated Drake from all of those people, even it was what was helping him pull away from people who didn't grow up as Wayne fans, or you didn't get to see prime Wayne. So the conversation always would be like when Wayne started to continuously drop music, and Drake would be dropping music, and Wayne is kind of pulling away from his prime, and Drake is going into his prime, where it's like, oh, look at Drake, he didn't kind of outpass Wayne because he's doing more numbers. And it always is a number thing. Like, think about people who just don't have real taste in music. The first conversation they'll kind of always, especially for Drake, is always a numbers thing. And of course, I think that's a younger thing. You can kind of even tie that in to those other kids who like the logo threes. All of that goes into just not having real taste in anything. You kind of almost just going for what is it like? What do they call it? Just gratification extremely fast. I don't want to get tied up in my words. I just want to keep it plain and simple. And I think even for the Wayne, if you tied it into Wayne and Drake, it's like, if you just going off of pure skill, I think realistically Drake probably does make better songs than Wayne. He know how to make better hooks than Wayne. But if we talking about just pure rapping, let's be clear, Drake couldn't tie Wayne's shoes on his best day.
He couldn't tap Wayne. He can't tap to me. Wale, he can't even tap Kendrick. Kendrick is a beast. A beast. Okay. Drake only have good beats because of the people he worked with. That's just being honest to me. I hate to say that. I have to be honest. The people he worked with.
It's just not a thing. Like, it's not too many people that you feel like I'm comfortable with them getting in a jump and it's just a beat on and then just them two just rapping. So again, I do think realistically, but numbers always kind of help put Drake in a conversation with Wayne, or that'll be the thing that'll put Drake in a conversation with Jay-Z, because people will be like, oh, like, think about it. Most of the time when you talking about like the elites and people, the conversation that people will put in a GOAT category, Drake gets put in that conversation with them because of the numbers. Sometimes it's not necessary. And listen, let's be clear. Not saying that Drake cannot rap or Drake doesn't make great music. He makes absolute great music, and Drake can rap his ass off at times. But at the same time, I do feel like that the only thing that kind of always constantly put him in a conversation with some of these elite rappers, Wayne, Jay-Z, who those to me probably the two that probably he should never kind of really be in a conversation with, because I feel like, people don't really put Kanye in that conversation with him, because of course Kanye doesn't write a lot of his own music, and people more consider Kanye like a hybrid, like he rap a little bit but he make more beats than he raps. So I feel like that conversation get ducked over. But the conversation realistically that most pure hip-hop fans probably feel, and I ain't gonna say pure hip-hop, I'm talking about just fans who just like rap music and like great rappers, never gonna sit here and really think like, Drake is better than Hove or Drake is better than Wayne. But the thing that kind of always pushed them over the edge was the numbers conversation. And I do feel like when you see stuff like this, and that'll kind of make you be like, don't take away from his skill level, don't take away from his music making ability, but it does make it a little bit more like, oh, you shouldn't have been in this conversation in the first place. So that, again, like I said, I think that to me is probably the biggest takeaway that you'll have from these little conversations that's going to be floating around about Drake and the numbers thing. Again, like I said, I don't think back in the day, when Drake was on super fire and you couldn't cut your radio on, couldn't go to a club without a bunch of Drake. But I think sometimes you can get addicted to the numbers. If you are on social media enough and you ever had a video or something go viral, you're going to always kind of get addicted and be chasing those numbers again. And I think Drake has put up so many historic numbers and So he gonna kind of always chase him. If you see a little decline, but I know a way that I can bump it up a little bit. The same way every time it's out in the sports, when some of the older players start taking PDs, like with that conversation around Peyton Manning, when he got in Denver, like, dog, he was still Peyton Manning. He still know when he put that jersey on, the conversation and the respect he got, I gotta still do a little something just to get me over the hump. So, I mean, again, I don't think there's too many people, just the human nature. You're going to always want to be able to perform like you were at your prime. And the sad thing is, even for Drake, is like, you allow the numbers to dictate your prime more than just, bro, just put out the music. And again, I think it's so hard. You can't put that toothpaste back in the tube anymore, because like, if that was something that you always kind of celebrate, the numbers, if the numbers started to dwindle down a little bit, you got to find a way to gas them numbers back up, because you built too much hype around the numbers. So again, like I said, I think this is something huge that Drake can kind of just use for itself and kind of just maybe take the time to be like, all right, just let me make music fire. Because it's a lot of music out here that ain't still compared to Drake, and it's not as fire as what Drake put out. So I don't think, realistically, don't hold your head down on this. Just use this time to be like, bro, I'm about to just put out some of the best music I've ever put out. Because I think realistically, that will always speak more volumes than just saying, oh, I was the most streamed, da-da-da-da. Because let's be clear, that you seen that going into the new year, you seen that, oh, Drake, this was his most streamed year. He did stream more. I seen even a video with some dudes saying, oh, Drake's 2025 was streamed more than some of these rappers' whole entire career. Who cares, dog? Like, that doesn't not make me sit and say, because I know me personally, I'm somebody who listened to Drake. I didn't listen to Drake more in 2025 than I did whoever these people were they were showing it. Even if those numbers was true, it kind of still does that make it be like, all right, did he put out better songs than some of these people? So again, I think just realistically, this conversation will make it a little bit more.
Listen, we gonna keep y'all updated. I'm finna go ahead and end this live tomorrow. I do have some things. Will Smith just got a lawsuit. We gonna talk about that from the Violence from America's Got Talent. He's suing Will Smith for sexual allegations. Tomorrow, it was a crime I wanted to bust out with tomorrow. Oh yeah, we gonna have about Lulu. And we're gonna talk about Lulu from New Orleans, and we're gonna talk about her, and we also gonna talk about the man that was left on the side of the road from their cabin trip, the outside Christmas living trip, and how the auntie came out and said, baby, that the girl had something to do with it. We're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna drop in a little Romika stuff. I'm gonna catch up on that as well. We got a lot to catch up on tomorrow. It's a lot. I don't know. These lawsuits, baby, we tired. It's January 1st. We couldn't get nobody to wait for these lawsuits January 2nd, especially with Will. So we're going to talk about Will tomorrow. We're going to follow up with everything else. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a happy New Year, happy Independence Day to Haiti. We'll be back on regular programming tomorrow. I had to give myself a little rest time today because I want to catch up on other content of things. What else on top of that? It was something else. Oh, we're gonna talk about 50 Cent. We're gonna talk about 50. Yeah. And I want to be a little thorough and be a little discreet with 50. Oh no, we're not gonna talk about him tomorrow. We're gonna talk about how Israel announced their new front project to protect Christian communities in Africa, including Nigeria. Y'all, it's about to be a shit show. Welcome to 2026. Hope you guys enjoy. It's about to go down. I told y'all that before. I hope you guys enjoy y'all holiday. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna try to put everything together with the Let's Chat. So we'll start with Will. We'll start with Israel and stuff like that. We'll start with Will. We'll end that. We'll do our crime session, and then we'll go back into the saga of Olivia going off on everybody, and then we're gonna go to other mommy contenters. Nika did post something. She was eating in the car. I'm waiting on Nika to come back out because we're gonna start our Nika saga too. Yep. Once we done with Olivia this week, we're jumping into Nika ass. We was gonna jump on Jazz, but now let's get Nika. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.
It's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Birds singing in the dead of night.